what would be your expectation untuk session ni? You all nak session ni macam mana? You all nak yang formal sangat-sangat ke? Ataupun you nak something yang little bit laid back, more casual ke apa? You let me know. Kalau formal saya buat formal, kalau nak laid back saya akan buat secara laid back. Baru. Okay. Alright. Okay. So I received this invitation from Aina, through her mom. Okay. Tapi before that, I need to understand you all which year you are now in. You all ambil course apa? If you budak duduk hostel, duduk dalam, which college you duduk? Okay. Ya, boleh. Tak kisah, tu pengalaman dia. Benar. Okay. Okay. Anything that I need to know about the team before kita proceed? Don't be shy. You all shy, then you all rugi lah. Ada apa-apa nak tanya, boleh tanya dulu before kita start.
For this assignment, you have to collect
Hold on. Siapa duduk? Hold on. Siapa duduk dalam bilik yang sama? Sebab ada echo. Dia bergema. So one of you kena mute. Okay. Alright, continue.
Okay, test.
Still echo.
You all college mana ni? You all duduk college mana? Budak 7? Saya Exted.
K2 lah. College 2.
Apa? Kosas budak rotu. Kan? College 7. Saya UPM. Saya skill alumni you all lah. I did my matric, I did my degree, I did my master semua dekat UPM. So I know you all budak Fakulti Ekonomi Pengurusan. Saya, by the way, saya budak third KTDI. Okay. Alright. Okay. So let me understand this correctly. Okay, this is actually untuk subject Human Resource Management. Okay, which is a group assignment whereby you all need to interview HR personnel. Okay, so saya dapat list of questions daripada Aina Natasha. So I should call you Aina ke Natasha? Aina. Okay, so saya dapat questions daripada Aina. Cuma just to be frank with all of you, the first list that you shared with me, soalan tu dia bercampur. Okay, bercampur in the sense that when it comes to you kena understand. This is your punya beginning of the semester ke ataupun dah towards end of the semester? Okay, beginning of the semester, so which means that you all are yet to learn the whole spectrum of human resource. Okay, so just to orang kata untuk you all punya benefit, when it comes to human resource, dia not only recruitment. Okay, so I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, so dia akan cover daripada recruitment whereby we hire people to join the organisation. Okay, and then kita ada for us, apart from recruitment, you will have the opportunity to also learn about compensation and benefits, comment band, okay, as one of the subject. Okay, lepas tu you all akan belajar subjek uh, employer-employee relations, kan? Okay, employer-employee relations. You will also have a subject on training and development. Itu dari segi subject that you will learn, ya. Okay. Tapi if we are to relate the subjects to the real working environment dekat dalam RHP ni, okay, dia akan bermula daripada what we call employee life cycle. Ya, HR kita untuk banking, untuk RHB kita ikut employee life cycle. So nanti later on, if you have the time, please find out more about how does employee life cycle looks like. Maknanya employee life cycle, katakanlah you adalah new joiner, we bring you, kita go through the interview, and then we decided to hire you, and then you start join us as a staff. Okay, bila you start join kita as a staff, untuk you to join us as a staff, there's a lot of orang kata process that we need to go through to onboard you. Okay, so macam sekarang, okay, kalau you all interested to join any banks, ya, I'm not talking only about RHB, tapi any banks, dia punya, this is because of Bank Negara requirement, dia punya background screening tu banyak. Kita akan check segala record you. Okay, you ada criminal record ke tidak, you adalah DDK bankrupt atau tidak, you ada, kalau you ada hutang you banyak mana, you blacklisted ke tidak, so segala-gala benda ni kita akan check. Okay, which means that if you are to join any of the FI, ya, okay, financial institution, selalunya kalau you dipanggil interview hari ni, okay, dia bukan bulan depan you dah boleh terus join, tidak. We will do the background check tu, dia ambil masa lama. Okay, the more companies you join, the longer the screening will be. Okay, reason being is because our recruitment need to go and reach out to all your previous employer untuk do verification. Okay, so then you get to join RHB. Okay, so bila to join RHB, we will put you through series of orang kata training program. Okay, one of it adalah group induction. Okay, so when it comes to group induction tu, you ada opportunity lah to meet all the leaders of the group. Okay, and then we will take you through RHB ni structure dia macam mana. Okay, and what are the things that as a banker you need to know. Okay, so macam kita dekat sini, just to let you know, kita ada what we call zero tolerance for non-compliance. This is very key, ya, for anyone yang interested to join any of the banks. Okay, zero tolerance to non-compliance. Maknanya you tak boleh buat salah sikit yang melibatkan anything berkaitan compliance. Okay, which means dengarkan benda-benda macam fraud cases apa semua kan. Okay, ataupun you even as simple as you alter you punya MC sheet, pada kita itu adalah non-compliance. Okay, so bila non-compliance, bila kita kata zero tolerance to non-compliance, it means it's tantamount to dismissal. Maknanya kita boleh in a way terminate you lah kalau kita nak. Okay, so this is the reality. I'm not going to paint you all the nice picture of working in a bank, ya. Okay, I'm just sharing with you. Okay, ini realitinya, ini perkara yang perlu ambil tahu. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so bila you dah on board dekat RHB, there are a couple of things yang akan berlaku whereby you will have your buddy, okay, dipartnerkan oleh you punya boss, and they will take you through for you on the job training. So apa benda yang you nak kena learn, you belajar on the job. Tetapi pada masa yang sama, you will also have opportunity to come for training. Physical training ada, virtual training ada, online training pun ada. Okay, so in terms of training, this is where I get to play the role. Okay, because for your information, my role dekat sini adalah I'm one of the training managers. Okay, so kalau you all adalah staff of RHB Banking Group, okay, all the trainings yang you all need to attend, all the e-learning that you need to complete, okay, adalah under our care. So this is what we do. Yeah. Okay, so kalau you nanti ada peluang, I think your third year you all akan ambil subjek training and development ataupun final sem of second year. Okay, you get to understand more of our roles and responsibility in the organization. Okay, so that's about it, the training and development portion. Tapi bila training and development tu maknanya we also assist, um, kalau dalam RHB ni, katakanlah Azri adalah daripada internal audit, Farid adalah daripada group finance, Aina adalah group HR, Khairul adalah daripada group Islamic banking. Okay, and Amirul, you adalah daripada group legal. So each one of you have different set of learning needs. Then you will come to us and cakap dengan kita orang, okay, academy, we have this skill that we need to beef up. Is there a way for you to help us? Okay, so how do we actually help internal staff? Because kita orang tak ada expertise in terms of group legal, take for example. So we need to source from any other training providers dekat luar sana yang boleh help you to pick up new skills. Okay, because dalam banking line dia ada training budget, dia lagi besar, satu-satu bank tu lagi besar dia punya training budget that we need to utilize so that you can develop your people. Okay, so this is secara orang kata secara kasarnya lah. Okay, apa yang you all akan go through dekat sini. Tetapi job rotation, transfer to another department, okay, switch of role, itu bukan dengan academy. Itu adalah antara you dengan you punya immediate supervisor. Okay, sebab itu you punya career development. What our role is very much on the L&D. Okay. Any question so far? Am I talking too fast? Boleh catch up? Okay, can you all nak go through by, ada berapa soalan ni? 10 soalan. You nak go through by all the 10 questions? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Dia sebab bila dah batuk kan. Okay, kejap. What training and development initiatives are currently in place? Okay. Like I mentioned just now, for us in RHB Banking Group, so you all kena bayangkan macam ni RHB Banking Group is the 4th largest banking group in Malaysia dari segi aset. Okay, you're not as big as Maybank lah. Okay, so we are the 4th largest. Tapi dalam RHB Banking Group tu kita ada di beberapa legal entity. Maknanya you ada RHB Bank, you ada RHB Insurance, you ada RHB Investment Bank, okay, you ada RHB Asset Management, you ada RHB Islamic Bank. Itu legal entity Maknanya kalau you pergi dekat orang kata company secretary, you akan ada board members untuk setiap entity. Okay, itu dari segi entity. Okay, tapi the way we do things here, kita run sebagai group. Okay, so that's why you have the word of RHB Banking Group or kumpulan perbankan RHB. Okay, so 5 legal entity tadi tu. So yang besarnya, umbrellanya adalah RHB Banking Group. Okay, tetapi to orang kata make it simple. Okay, untuk RHB Banking Group ni, dia ada function yang kita panggil sebagai business function. Kita ada yang kita panggil support function. Two main things. Okay, so antara yang business function adalah okay, group community banking, group wholesale banking, group insurance. Okay, kalau you perasan perkataan tu semua start dengan group. Okay, group community banking, group wholesale banking, group insurance, group syariah business, group international business. Okay, so ini adalah the forefront of RHB Banking Group. Maknanya ini adalah orang kata team that generate income for RHB. So bila dia adalah team that generate income for RHB, dia punya training and development initiative dia berbeza because dia punya focus is going to be more on how do we generate sales. Okay, how do we manage existing customers. Okay, how do we provide service to customers? Okay, itu untuk the forefront. Okay, and then on the other hand, you ada yang back office ataupun support function. This is where you have macam group legal, group HR, group finance, internal audit, apa lagi? Group risk, group compliance, okay, group operation. itu adalah orang kata the back end of a bank. So you ada the forefront, you ada the back end. Okay, so bila dia adalah two different big categories, okay, each one of them will have a specific training and development needs. Okay, so dia lain-lain. So kalau you tanya kita sekarang adalah dari segi learning, okay, kita ada program yang meant for everyone, siapa-siapa je boleh datang, okay, and we also have what we call structured development program. So structured development program maknanya dia macam you all punya short SEM lah, I would say. Okay, so kalau short SEM tu katakanlah 3 bulan kan. So bila 3 bulan tu dalam masa dia bukan full 3 bulan you need to attend training, tidak. Okay, so dia ada bulan pertama, kedua dan ketiga. So it's a combination of classroom training, okay, mungkin 2 hari, okay, in January, February, March, 2 hari. In between you will have online coaching, okay. In between you are required to complete certain self-paced learning. Self-paced learning maknanya we will give you access to learning platform. Okay, I believe you have heard of macam LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, okay, Disperse, Pluralsight. Okay, ini adalah semua learning platform yang the bank provide for the staff. Kita purchase dia punya license, the word adalah subscribe. Kita subscribe the licenses, kita give it to the staff. Which means that if you are to log in, we're not going to charge you anything. It's FOC. Okay. And then of course, kita ada the learning management system lah. So macam you all, ada certain module you all belajar online kan? Nowadays ada. Okay. So kita punya LMS, and when it comes to LMS, we do have list of mandatory e-learning module that a staff need to complete. Okay, so dia bergantung macam tadi saya mention entity kan. Different entity dia akan ada jumlah modul yang berbeza for them to complete, because requirement by entity varies from one entity to another. Okay, kalau staff bank mungkin kena complete 5, tapi kalau staff investment mungkin kena complete 7. Okay, dan dilihatnya adalah mandatory e-learning. What does it mean? Kalau you tak buat salah satu, it is considered as non-compliance, which means antara tindakan yang kita boleh ambil adalah we can deduct your bonus. So that's how strict it is in the banking line, especially in RHB lah. Okay, so this is part of the training and development initiative that we have in place. So when it comes to the structured learning yang I cakap tadi, macam you all punya short SEM tu, kita go by your level. Kalau you adalah a junior manager, syllabus dia lain. Kalau you are slightly senior manager, syllabus dia lain. Itu satu. Keduanya, katakanlah if you are considered as part of our talent pool. Okay, maknanya high flyers lah. Okay, high flyers ataupun kalau istilah all, these are all the top scorers kan. So top scorers ni they get to go for a different set of training program. Okay, under talent management. Okay, and we also have training program for pernah tengok kan RHB branches kan? Okay, so RHB branches, we do have our branch managers. So as a branch manager, you have minimum number of training that you need to complete in a year. Okay, so training dia melibatkan banyak benda lah. It's not necessarily banking operation related sahaja, but it covers benda macam compliance, it covers benda macam leadership. So we have, orang kata, we have a variety in terms of learning offerings that we are giving to our staff. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
Betul, clear ya? Okay, so tadi tu dekat mana Okay, ini ada development initiative. Okay, I need to make sure, because I believe this 10 question adalah soalan yang you all nak kena letak dalam assignment you all. So I just put it in layman term. Later on, you all pandai-pandai lah craft it accordingly ya. But one thing that I need to ask from all of you adalah whatever that I shared with you, okay, is very much my personal opinion. Hence, please do not quote my name, do not quote my position in the organization. Okay? So I'm just sharing with you apa yang saya tahulah. Yeah. So it's my personal opinion, which means that I'm not speaking on behalf of the bank. Okay, so you need to be very clear of this, yeah. Okay, so whatever that I said is very much my personal opinion. Tapi saya bercerita tentang apa yang ada dalam RHB, which is all the facts lah. Saya tak adalah fabricate any of the information. That's one thing for sure. Okay, soalan nombor 2 adalah, does the company consider the HR manager as a valuable asset? Okay, dia sebenarnya bukan HR manager saja ya. Okay, to us, being in the HR line, okay, sebenarnya every single staff of RHB Banking Group, kita tak kisah ya, which entity you are from, what's your position, what's your level, whether you are based in Malaysia ke ataupun overseas countries. You all tahu we do have branches dekat overseas ya. Okay, tapi overseas kita adalah ASEAN countries, tidak termasuk Filipina. Okay, so kalau you pergi Vietnam jangan terperanjat, you nampak RHB kat sana. Dekat Thailand pun ada, Singapura pun ada, Brunei pun ada, Indonesia pun ada. Tetapi kalau macam Indonesia, dia bukan RHB Commercial Bank. Dia adalah securities. Okay, so it's different set of business. So to answer your question adalah, adakah HR manager is a valuable asset? I would like to rephrase that question. Okay, sebenarnya every single staff in RHB Banking Group adalah valuable asset to the organization. Okay, because each one of us, we have our own set of roles and responsibilities, and kita contribute differently to the organization. Okay, so bila kita value a staff as an asset, dia macam kalau you ada rumah lah, macam mana you nak increase value rumah you? Kalau you ada rumah, macam mana you nak increase value rumah? What will you do? You renovate apa? Okay, you kena tengok renovate rumah tak semestinya akan increase the value of your property. Dia bergantung kepada the type of renovation. So when you renovate your house, you all extend dengan tambah garage, car porch, you tambah bilik, you tambah dapur. All this akan help to increase the value of your property. Tapi kalau you renovate whereby you just tukar bumbung rumah, it doesn't increase the value of the property. So sama juga. Okay, macam orang kata for the, how do we actually increase the value of our staff? Okay, is by giving them all the key things. Okay, you extend rumah, you tambah garage, you tambah bilik, itu you increase the value kan. So sama juga untuk staff, how do we increase the value, the marketability of our staff is by giving them all the key skills. Okay, so contoh key skills yang people need to have nowadays, especially bila people talk about robotic and automation. Robotic and automation is very much a tool. Okay, but you need to have people who are very good in terms of their critical thinking. Okay, you need to have people who are very good in terms of project management. So kita invest on our staff on benda-benda macam ni. Okay, so that they can perform better. Okay, and at the same time it help to increase dia punya marketability lah. So that's why you tengok kadang-kadang among banks, staff bank, ada yang tend to move around, jump from one organization to the other. Okay, because they are very, very marketable. But please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that kalau you stay lama dekat satu organization, bermakna you tak berkembang. Tidak. You can stay in the same organization for years, okay, tapi you move around internally. Okay, daripada audit pergi finance, pergi HR pergi branch pergi mana, tapi semua dalam RHB. You still grow. Okay, so that's what we have for our staff in RHB. Okay. What is the role and contribution of the HR manager as a business partner within the company? Okay, this is a very good question. Dia macam ni. Let's zoom into group HR. Okay, so bila group HR, we have recruitment, compensation and benefits. We have performance management, talent management, RHB Academy, for example. Okay. Dan macam tadi, you all mewakili entiti yang berbeza. Okay. Some of you adalah from, sorry, you mewakili function yang berbeza. Some of you adalah from group finance, ada yang from group marketing, ada yang from group legal, ada yang community banking. So each one of you will have what we call human resource business partner. Okay. So untuk setiap track yang saya mention tu, dia ada macam mini HR manager sendiri. Okay. Which means if I'm the HRBP untuk group finance, I need to know everything pasal HR so that I can help my group finance. Okay, so saya kena tahu macam you all nak berapa headcount yang you all nak for next year. Okay, kalau staff nak minta transfer, kalau staff ada isu IR, industrial relation kena panggil untuk domestic inquiry. Kalau staff minta transfer, all that will be under the job scope of the HRBP, Human Resource Business Partner, ataupun in certain companies, they are called People Business Partner. Okay. So, in terms of contribution to the business, okay, kita buat in such a way. Maknanya, we have HR for the group, but within HR tu sendiri, kita akan assign, okay, HR manager for each of the tribe. Sebab RHB Banking Group besar, walaupun kita adalah the fourth largest, but headcount wise we are big. Okay, I think we are about 14,100 atau 14,200. Okay, termasuk all overseas. Yeah. Okay, so itu soalan nombor apa? Sekejap, let me see. I need to be very mindful of you all punya time. You all ada half an hour je lagi. Itu soalan ketiga. Okay. Soalan keempat. In your role as an HR personnel, how do you address challenges within a team you are leading effectively? Okay, now. For this one, challenges dia adalah, ni reality reality at workplace is that different people have different skill set. Okay, so kemampuan, walaupun dari segi qualification mungkin semua sama. Say for example, all of you will have a degree in business admin, major HR, for example. But you punya skill set berbeza. Okay, you punya kemampuan to adapt to changes berbeza. Okay, so these are the, if you are a leader, you have people reporting to you, you need to be very mindful of what are the things that they're good at, what are the things they need to improve more on. Okay, apa yang dia bagus, kita orang kata, kita bagi dia opportunity to do it even more. Okay, sebab if you get to do things yang you suka, you tak rasa terpaksa. Okay, and on the other hand adalah what are the things that you need to improve more on adalah supaya we get to close the gap. So contoh katakanlah areas that you need to improve more on is very much on business writing. Okay, business writing kan. So as a manager, you acknowledge the fact that your team member kena learn more how to do business writing, then give them the learning opportunity. It can be formal, attending training, or you can even share orang kata articles. Nowadays kan senang. Through phone je you forward YouTube video, itself pun people dah boleh belajar. I'm not sure about you all lah. You all may not be into YouTube. Mungkin you all very much fascinated dengan TikTok kot. Okay. So, but as long as the content is good and it helps people to learn, why not? Okay. So, it's not necessarily learning, oh, you kena pergi training je. Tak. Okay. And another thing adalah you get to also learn on the job. Okay. Business writing means you punya penulisan tu tak berapa cantik. The way you structure your sentence whatsoever. Learn on the job whereby you prepare your draft. And then as a manager, you will then orang kata give feedback. Okay, feedback is always one of the best ways for people to learn, provided ianya adalah constructive feedback, not destructive. Destructive means you menjatuhkan orang tu. Constructive is whatever feedback you give people see the value in it and they act on it. So that's what it means. Okay, so itu dari segi challenges. The reality part of it adalah, you tahu kenapa dalam company ada IR, Industrial Relation. IR, Industrial Relation. Okay, Labor Court, Mahkamah Perindustrian. Okay, it's not that setiap company ada Mahkamah Perindustrian, tidak. Dalam Malaysia ni satu je Mahkamah Perindustrian. Okay, we also need to be very mindful ya. When you run such a big organisation, okay, there's also a tendency untuk people to benda-benda macam fraud, benda-benda yang kita consider sebagai non-compliance, benda-benda ni adalah satu bentuk kesalahan, jenayah. Pernah dengar istilah white collar crime, jenayah kolar putih. Okay, so we will have, orang kata, dia ada 3 tau dalam bank ni. They call it as CAR, compliance, audit and risk. Okay, so we need to make sure that we comply to all these 3, and under HR this is being controlled by our industrial relation. Okay, different company dipanggil differently lah, tapi dia punya main focus is on IR. So what will happen adalah kita kena make sure yang staff tak buat all the hanky-panky things. Dia tak try to cheat the system for their own benefit. Okay, so an ideal organisation won't have all these things. Tapi ini reality. Okay, you akan ada orang yang sometimes they just want to try their luck. Kalau I usik sistem ni kan, apa jadi ya? Niat dia nak tahu, but it's actually an offense sebenarnya. Okay, right. Okay. So that one was for question number 4. How do you address challenges within a team you are leading effectively? Open communication is key. Okay, tapi I need to let you know this. Secanggih mana kita, okay, canggih in the sense that we have this Google Meet, kita ada phone apa semua, dia tak boleh menggantikan the effectiveness of having face-to-face conversation. That's one thing for sure. You hantar WhatsApp to give instruction to your people, dengan berbanding you explain verbally, it's different. Yeah, okay. So people feel more engaged kalau ianya face-to-face. Okay, and nowadays, for us, the challenge adalah bila kita ada hybrid working arrangement. Hybrid maknanya ada masa you work in the office, ada masa you work from home. But some of your team, bila you dekat office, dia dekat rumah. And it can be the other way around. So how do you make sure that the communication is always open? Ya, memang betul kita guna teknologi, tapi like I mentioned to you, dia punya engagement tu berbeza bila you actually at the same place at the same time. Okay, berbanding bila you communicate through meets whatsoever. Okay, what else? And feel free to stop me kalau you all ada apa-apa soalan ya. Another thing is, let me see, soalan nombor 5. Okay. Have you had an experience managing a team with diverse background? If so, could you please share your insights and experiences? Okay. Diverse background ni, dia bukan saja you tengok because dia bangsa yang berbeza ataupun agama yang berbeza. Dia lebih daripada itu. Okay. For us here, some people dia ada experience in banking line. Some people dia tak ada experience in banking line. They come from different industry and they decided to join banking. So bila you come from a different industry, the way you do things berbeza. You need to adapt to the banking punya way of working. Okay, dekat dalam bank ni, banyak kalau you tanya I, apa benda yang kita boleh buat dan apa benda yang kita tak boleh buat. The list for things yang you tak boleh buat is actually longer. Things yang you boleh buat. Okay, because everything is guided, everything is documented. So rightfully, you should always be on the right track if you follow everything. Okay, so if people from a different industry punya background, some of them dia akan rasa macam, kerja bank ni very rigid. Maknanya you tak boleh nak main-main. There's no room of flexibility. Yeah. So for some people it's like that. That's why they cannot tahan working in a bank. Okay. diverse background, you also need to understand you may have people yang datangnya daripada it could be a fresh grad. Okay, for example dekat office ni kita orang ada age gap age gap in our office ni ada yang old enough to be our parents. Okay, so if you study about the different generation, you ada the baby boomers, you ada the Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, and now is the Alpha, right? Okay, so can you imagine you can have people yang about to retire, about umur dalam mungkin 59 to 60 as your colleague, and you baru start kerja. You baru start kerja, katakan you grad umur 22, take for example. Okay, so dia punya age gap is very big. Okay, so sometimes bila ini adalah different age group, it's very challenging for people to actually understand, especially macam you all. It's going to be very difficult for you to understand kenapa lah parents you bising sangat dengan you bila you lambat at home kan. Okay, sama lah macam kat office ni. Okay, so sometimes even macam kalau dekat rumah, you may ask yourself, kenapa parents tend to be so rigid on certain things? Same thing dekat office. Okay, the senior ones could be a little bit rigid, and the junior ones jenis carefree. Carefree maknanya dia main redah aja, dia main buat aja. Okay, dia tak fikir sangat about the consequences. So these are the differences that pose a challenge in an organization. Okay, which means kena handle benda-benda ni. Realistically, you tak boleh resolve benda ni overnight. Okay, realistically, you tak boleh resolve benda ni overnight. Okay, so it's all about us understanding one another. What are the things that you're good at? What are the things that you need to improve on? And how can we work well together as a team? Okay, so yeah, experience in managing a team, diverse background. Yep. Can you share a challenging experience you encountered with a colleague or manager and describe how effectively you manage the situation? Okay, I think I did answer this question just now. Okay, whereby kalau you ada colleague yang dari segi age-nya sangat berbeza. Okay, another thing adalah you also need to bear in mind the moment you all join the workforce, you all join with your degree qualification. Betul? Okay, you will have people in the organization yang kerja dah lama but they don't have paper qualification, but it doesn't mean they don't know how to do their work. Okay, dari segi akademik, paper qualification dia tak ada. Okay, but these people, they can still do their job very, very well. Yeah, so this can also pose a challenge bila you ada orang yang ada opportunity to further study dengan bila people yang dia belajar, dia mungkin tak ada paper qualification because the way of thinking is berbeza. Okay, so this is one of the things yang we all get to see. I'm not saying that if you ada degree, you can think better compared to those people yang SPM holder. Not necessary. It can be the other way around. Okay, we have seen this whereby we have people yang dia mungkin tak adalah academically smart, but they are street smart. Okay, they can do the work very, very well. Yeah, and they know how to carry themselves. Yeah. Okay. Kita pause here for a while. Any question? Okay, tak ada soalan? Ke nak I proceed? I proceed ni. Proceed soalan saya seterusnya. Soalan you all yang seterusnya adalah soalan nombor 7. From your perspective, what do you believe will be some crucial qualities for a successful HR manager to possess in 5 years? Okay, first thing first, HR manager, you are managing people. Okay, you are managing people. So bila you manage people, on top of the list, if you ask me, empathy is key. Okay, sebab bila you ada people from diverse background, okay, this agak mencabarlah for you to treat everyone semua sama, tak boleh. Okay, so you kena understand people yang contoh katakanlah you have team members yang single dengan you have team members yang ada anak kecil dengan you ada team members yang duduk dengan parents yang berumur yang perlukan medical attention. Okay, if you don't have that empathy, you akan pukul rata semua orang. Okay, which is not right. Okay, sympathy is different, empathy is different. Okay, so as much as in a working environment kita ada processes, kita ada procedures, okay, we need to be very mindful. At the end of the day, people are still people, okay, and nobody come to the office to do a lousy job. Sometimes they end up doing a lousy one because of the circumstances that they are in. Contoh, katakanlah you sampai office lambat. Okay, you sampai office lambat. Bila you sampai office lambat, you tertinggal all the key files dekat rumah. Okay, and then sebab you dah lambat kan, you rasa bersalah kan, so you started to orang kata shut yourself down, you tak nak cakap dengan orang sebab you rasa tak comfortable, you dah lambat kan. But the thing is this, does it mean that you are a poor performer? No, okay. If you are a manager with high level of empathy, okay, katakanlah Farid ni first time si Farid ni lambat masuk office, tapi you tembak dia left, right and center. You tak tanya pun khabar dia kenapa dia lambat. Okay, so for all that we know, dia lambat bukan sebab dia sengaja nak lambat, tapi dia lambat because neighbor dia minta tolong, neighbor dia terkunci kat dalam rumah, take for example. Okay, so it is orang kata incidents yang tak dijangka, so you nak kena tolong your neighbor kan in case of emergency. So benda-benda macam ni you need to always give people an opportunity to explain. Okay, one thing apart from empathy adalah sila pastikan that you always give your people an opportunity for them to be heard. Okay, orang selalu dia macam ni, sesenyap-senyap mana manusia tu pun, okay, dia akan rasa diri dia dihargai bila dia boleh jelaskan sesuatu situasi. That's very key. Okay, if you don't listen, if I'm having a situation and you don't listen to me, okay, at the back of my mind, you don't even care about me. Okay, so benda-benda macam ni nampak kecil ya, tapi impact dia sangat besar. Okay, so crucial qualities, empathy, you must be able to give people an opportunity for them to be heard, and then always trust your people that each one of them always want to do a good job. Okay, so sometimes bukannya dia tak boleh, tapi sebab dia mungkin ada kurang dari certain skill set ataupun dia tak mahir untuk certain benda, so apa yang dia perlukan is just additional support and additional training, then they can fly. Okay, so these are the things lah. If you ask me, as a HR manager, crucial, empathy kena ada. Okay, provide people with an opportunity to be heard, and then give people ample opportunity for them to develop themselves. Yeah. Okay. Okay, soalan nombor 8. Okay, to enhance your managerial skills, what attributes and characteristics do you believe you need to improve? Okay, ini satu benda yang nanti kalau you all ada masa, you all cari dua benda ni. Satu adalah Peter Principle. Okay, the other one adalah Kruger Effect. Okay, so you all find out more about this Peter Principle and Kruger Effect adalah whereby Peter Principle ni dia mengatakan tentang kalau you nak promote a person, you promote a person based on their potential, not only because of their current performance. Okay, sebab if you promote a person because of his or her current performance, they can easily become stagnant. Okay, and Kruger Effect adalah whereby people have a tendency, cenderung untuk berfikir yang dia tahu everything, sedangkan dia tahu nothing. Okay, so ini banyak kalau dekat mana-mana corporate organisation, you get to see benda ni. You will face it lah. Okay, I'm telling you the truth, you will face it. So in terms of enhance your managerial skill, make sure you always develop yourself continuously. Apa yang you tahu hari ni, besok boleh obsolete. Betul? Okay, apa saja yang kita bincang hari ni, esok lusa, some of the points are no longer relevant because things are changing. Okay, so you need to keep yourself updated. Ya, kalau you tak keep yourself updated, sooner or later, okay, whatever that you are doing will be taken over by someone else. Kalau bukan someone else pun, whatever that you are doing can be replaced by a system or process or machine. Okay, so um, as a manager, you continuous learning is key so that you always make yourself relevant. Otherwise, you'll be redundant. Okay, so ini antara benda yang I think macam Aina boleh tanya Mak Aina lah. Okay, kalau dekat office, maybe some of you, your parents also tak semestinya dalam banking line ya, ataupun any corporate organisation, what happened to people yang refuse to learn? Dia nak buat benda yang sama je for the past 20 years. Okay, so it's a waste lah. Masa ada tapi tak gunakan peluang tu sebaiknya. Okay, so kalau you tanya to recap the question, to enhance your managerial skill, continuous learning. And no matter how experienced you are, okay, no matter how intelligent you are, always be humble. Okay, we can always learn something from everyone, walaupun orang tu adalah dispatch, walaupun orang tu adalah cleaner. So ini antara perkara yang sometimes people overlook lah. Ya. Okay. Soalan nombor 9. What criteria do you use to assess what makes a good manager and which specific characteristic do you value the most in managerial role? Okay. 2 questions in one ya. Yang pertama, criteria do you use to assess what makes a good manager? Okay. What makes a good manager adalah if you can develop your people. Okay. Maknanya apa yang you tahu, your team pun tahu. Pace mungkin berbeza. Tak ada masalah because different people learn things differently. Okay. But coming back to the point, criteria you use to assess what makes a good manager adalah you continuously develop your people. Kalau you as a manager, you tak develop your people, I shouldn't put you in place at the very beginning. Okay. Which specific characteristics do you value the most in a managerial role? In a managerial role, macam yang cakap tadi, when you have people reporting to you, okay, it's always the ability to be humble. Okay, it's the ability to show empathy to others. Okay, it's key ya. Ini sangat penting kalau you need to show your empathy to others because kalau tidak orang akan anggap you macam very poker face, macam tak ada perasaan langsung, hati kering ke whatsoever. People may not like it lah. Alright. So to me, kalau based on my answers just now, I didn't mention anything about technical skill. It's always the people skill. Okay. So technical skill will get you up to certain level. But if you want to go higher, it's always about your ability to manage others. People skill is the one. That's why kalau you tengok MD or CEO of a company, dia bukannya pasal dia tahu everything about technical, tak payah. Because they hire people who know technical stuff. It's about them setting the good example for their people. Okay? Right. Now. Okay, soalan ni agak sama dengan atas tapi I just baca dulu. In your opinion, what are the characteristics that define a good manager? For instance, traits like responsibility, adherence to company culture, or maintaining a proactive attitude. Okay, instead of using the word proactive, I would say good attributes that you need to have adalah people who are very realistic in terms of thinking. Okay, it's good to be someone who optimistic, tapi sometimes orang yang optimistic sangat ni dia tak berpijak di bumi yang nyata. Okay, so you need to be someone who's very realistic. You also need to be able to filter, okay, perkara yang purely orang punya opinion dengan fakta. Don't get clouded by these two. Okay, Another thing dari segi attributes of a good manager, um, kalau kalau you all ada masa, cari this satu buku, tajuk dia Leader It's Last. The leader It's last ya. Kenapa leader? Logically, kalau go by translation, leader sepatutnya orang jadi orang yang terakhir sekali makan. Leader It's last. So find this book, baca, cari dia punya orang kata apa? Summary pun would be sufficient lah. And then you will understand the reason why a good leader adalah someone yang kena dulukan orang lain. That's what it means. Yeah. Another good attributes ataupun a good characteristics that a manager ataupun a leader need to have, apart from empathy, giving people the opportunity to be heard, to develop themselves, you also need to be someone who's very realistic. Another one adalah you need to be someone who is forward thinking. Forward thinking maknanya you bukan just fikir pasal apa yang akan jadi besok. Forward thinking maknanya you need to be someone who's visionary lah. Contoh, if you have a team of people reporting to you, you nak team you jadi yang macam mana. Bukan sekadar untuk esok lusa. Tetapi I learned this from an article ya. Sometimes a good leader is not necessarily someone you always see at the forefront. Dia bukan orang yang you selalu nampak. Sometimes a good leader adalah the invisible hands. Maknanya dia duduk belakang. Dia duduk belakang, maknanya orang tak tahu siapa pun dia, but yet he or she is able to give clear direction to the team and continuous support all the time. And the team will then be able to stand on their own. Kalau you nak tahu satu team tu bagus ke tak bagus adalah the moment the boss leave, no longer in the organization, can the team sustain? Kalau team tu tak boleh sustain dari segi performance, maknanya you as a manager, you didn't develop your team well. Sebab they should be able to operate without you. If you have done a good job in terms of developing your people, they should be able to take things into their own hands. So that's what it means. Tapi kalau macam contoh, you have a team, you cuti pun your team still call you, you bercuti pun your team still tanya you, macam mana nak buat ni, macam ni nak buat ni, something not right lah. Your team jadi terlampau bergantung. Is it because you yang manjakan diorang ke, atau can it be their way of doing things lah, dia malas nak fikir, so tanya bos je. So these are the things yang we need to be very mindful of lah. Alright. So in a way I covered all 10 questions. Dalam masa almost 50 minutes. Your turn. Anything that you want to ask me? Sementara saya nak bagi tekak sihat.
So far clear.
So far tak ada soalan. I should have mentioned this upfront just now. If you think my pace is a little bit too fast, it's simply because Aina, I'm not sure whether your mom told you, I'm a trainer. I'm a trainer dekat sini. So in terms of me doing the public speaking, the presentation, the emceeing, the hosting, apa yang you nampak on screen, itulah saya. So these are the things yang if you notice as we speak for the past 15 minutes, I actually shared with you a few examples. Some of it is based on reality, is because I nak make it relevant. It need to be relevant to you. And then saya also cite I also cite resources because in case kalau you lupa apa yang saya cerita, you still have orang kata reference material that you can refer to. So buku macam Leader Eat Last. Okay, so Leader Eat Last is one of the books yang you all boleh cari nanti. Um, one thing ya yang I think you all need to make it into a good habit start daripada zaman you bergelar student ni adalah within your team, if you come across good reading material, I tak cakap journal I cakap good reading material, good resource. It can be a short video of 1 minute ke 3 minutes ke, share among yourself. Okay, and guess what? From a 3 minutes video tu, you can even have a half an hour productive discussion, and people can still learn. It's all started with a short video. Okay, so these are the things yang orang kata kita learn by doing lah. Another thing adalah this one, your phone, tak kisahlah iPhone ke Android ke apa sahaja brand. Okay, this is your best friend. You cannot live without it. Am I right nowadays? Okay, then make sure this machine, this gadget works for you, not you work for it. Okay, so if I'm not sure how much berapa ramai antara you all dekat sini between the 5 of you, on weekly basis your phone akan bagi tahu you jumlah masa yang you spend on screen time. Dia akan bagi tahu tak? That's a feature ya. Okay, so dia akan bagi tahu you punya screen time of minggu ni katakanlah 4 jam. Daripada 4 jam tu you tengok balik berapa banyak masa you habis dekat YouTube, berapa banyak masa you habis baca surat khabar ataupun artikel online. So these are the things yang akan membezakan, to be honest with you, kalau you all adalah satu group 5 orang, okay, apa yang you baca adalah apa yang akan membezakan you dengan orang lain. Okay, because whatever that you read, okay, you process it, it becomes part of your knowledge. The more you share it, okay, the longer it will last. Okay, tapi kalau you baca, you tak share dengan orang, you cuma ingat waktu tu je, lepas tu you lupa dah. Okay, one more minute, give me a few minutes sekejap je.
Sedap tu.
Okay, I'm back. Siapa pergi Big Bad Wolf baru-baru ni? Tak pernah pergi. Okay, tak pernah pergi tak apa. You know where is MCOP Mall? MCOP Mall. Kalau you ambil LRT, saya rasa dia dekat Asia Jaya kot. Okay, MCOP Mall tu dia tak canggih tempat dia. Tempat dia, to be honest, dia memang tak canggih. Okay, tapi MCOP Mall tu dia ada satu tempat called Book Access, which is organizer untuk Big Bad Wolf. Okay, so for you all being a student, this is one of the places that you need to go because dia ada all good books at a very good price. Yeah, at a very good price. So if you ask me, just a piece of advice, kalau nak baca, walaupun dia in English, some people dia tak nak baca because it's in English. Okay, the fact here adalah you kena baca. Okay, tell me berapa banyak buku rujukan HR in bahasa dalam market? Sebab kebanyakannya is in English. Okay, alright. So my suggestion to you adalah because you all still ada masa lebih kurang dalam setahun lebih lagi before you graduate kan. You all ambil coursework ke you all ambil practical nanti? Final sem practical. Okay. So andai kata, okay, I'm just being very frank with you ya. Okay. If you get to do internship dekat mana-mana company, okay, at the end of your internship ada dua perkara akan berlaku. Satu, sama ada you habiskan internship you there and then, complete, that's it. Or from being an intern, you get to be absorbed as a staff. Okay, so internship tu sendiri is actually an observation period. Kita tengok you macam mana sebenarnya. Okay, that's why there are certain people yang they started off as an intern, tapi kita absorb as a permanent because kita nampak value yang dia contribute. Macam saya cakap tadi, you can be in the same group, 5 people, okay, but whatever that, what you read, what you do is the one that differentiate you from the rest, yeah. Okay, so kalau all this while you all tak berminat nak baca buku-buku non-fiction, this is the time for you to learn. Okay, non-fiction bukan buku Stephen Hawking, bukannya buku. Okay, so two books. Ini buku yang memang saya letak atas meja dekat office. Okay. This is one. My class I pernah share summary buku ni. Author dia, nama dia Carol Dweck. Okay, buku dia Mindset. Okay. Dr. Carol Dweck. So, they talk about difference between people with growth mindset dengan fixed mindset. Okay, the one who will excel adalah the one with growth mindset. Tak pandai, tak apa. Belajar. Jangan kita rasa kita wipe. Okay. I'm not sure whether you can see this. Tajuk buku ni adalah I Want to Concentrate. Okay, tajuk buku ni adalah I Want to Concentrate. Ni semua. Oops. Okay. Okay, Harriet Griffey. Okay, Harriet Griffey. Okay, buku ni pada saya cantik. Cantik sebab dia bersih. Okay, in terms of dia punya ni. Okay, but what matters the most to me adalah dia punya content. Okay, so even people yang dah lama kerja macam we all pun, we still need to continue to develop ourselves from time to time. Okay, tak dapat pergi training tak apa, banyak lagi cara untuk kita belajar. Okay, so these are the things lah, just a few last words from me. Okay, now my next question to you adalah Aina. Okay, I was told that you have questions on recruitment. Okay, do you still need to have a session with our recruiter?
Yes.
Okay, I can't promise you, okay. Interviewnya adalah about plus minus 1 hour, but you need to give a very specific question in relation to recruitment. Okay, sebab soalan yang mula-mula bagi yang panjang-panjang yang 22 tu, it's all mix up. Okay, so till you give us the questions, then only I can share with them, and it's not a promise, yeah. If they say yes, they can have a session with you all, then they will accept it. Then kalau tidak, maybe it's also better for you to also ada backup lah, right, of recruiters from other companies.
Tapi tadi Mamam kata ya Miss Suba boleh interview tu.
Okay, Suba is the one that I reach out to. Okay, she's my colleague dekat HR. Okay, but I told your mom that I cakap, let me go through this session with you all first, so that it's easier for me to talk to Suba. Okay, because she's a very busy lady. I also need to be able to manage her expectation. Yeah. Okay, so macam sekarang we are done in terms of our session. Then I can tell her, okay, Suba, this is what I went through. These are the questions that they asked me, but these are the questions that they're going to ask you. Okay, so that's the reason why I told your mom, I cakap tak apa, let me go through this session first dengan you all before we can commit anything. But let's say if she said yes, then it's all good lah.
at least when she reach out to me nanti Subah, at least I can vouch for certain things. I can cakap, okay, these people, they actually interviewing you to fulfill a course requirement, assignment date is on this, that is easier lah. Alright, okay.
Alright.
So enough of my lecture for 1 hour. Anything else you okay. So tak ada apa-apa ya. Okay, so I hope I answered all your questions. Like I mentioned to you just now, my answers, whatever that I shared with you, is very much my personal opinion. It does not represent the opinion of the organization that I'm working with. So I would like to seek your help. Do not quote my name. Do not quote my position. You can just put it as HR personnel. That will be sufficient. Yeah. All right. Okay. So all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Assalamualaikum.
thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Can we start?
Okay, so the one who reached out to me earlier was Aina, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Start first.
Okay. We start first. Good afternoon to Ms. Subah. Before we proceed to our interview, I just want to say a big thank you to Ms. Subah because spend your time with us so that we can conduct our interview. So let me introduce ourselves first. My name is Muhammad Aikal, and joining by my friends, we have Abdul Hafiz, we have Aina, we have Azri, we have Aina, and also Khairul. So we are second year students, and we are also from Bachelor of Business Administration. So the reason why we are doing this interview is because this interview is part of our assignments. So without wasting any time, let's start with the first question.
Okay.
So the first question, how does the company conduct successful employee recruitment?
Okay. So just to give you a heads up, I think recruitment is something that every company needs to do in order to employ talents, right? For RHB personally, what we do is there are some methods that we use to attract employees or candidates to work with us. Firstly is by job advertising. We usually do internal and external advertising. So when I say internal, I'm not sure if you all know what is internal, right? What it refers to. So internal recruitment is basically moving one person from one role to another role. Meaning in RHB now, we have 14,000 employees. So katakan kita ada satu vacancy, kita post internally. Lepas tu orang yang sekarang tengah bekerja dengan kita pun boleh apply untuk position tu. So that is internal advertising. External advertising, normally we have a referral program. It's called Staff Get Staff. So referral program is basically kita akan blast advertisement internally to our internal employees to tell them that we have a campaign called Staff Get Staff. So kalau you ada kawan, you boleh refer. So it's like a referral program lah. So bila ada candidate yang diorang refer, mungkin diorang akan dapat certain amount of compensation or referral bonus or maybe allowance, referral allowance lah. Okay, so that's one. Lagi satu, we will post on JobStreet, LinkedIn. We conduct walk-in interviews, and then we also post on all our career page, RHB's career page. And then kalau if we required to, we will also participate in career fairs. So that are some of the recruitment methods that we employ lah.
Thank you for the answer. So we move on to the next question. which is what the specific areas are emphasized in terms of skills and qualifications during recruitment?
So I think this one, it really depends on the position that we are hiring for, and also the skill set that we need for the position that we are hiring for. So if I'm looking at a HR person, maybe I will want to have a degree. Normally in RHB, the minimum benchmark is degree lah. Okay, minimum benchmark is degree, unless it's like a niche position, digital, IT, analytics. Then we will look at like professional certification, what kind of professional certification a person has. Then from there kita akan evaluate lah to see whether the person is a fit. And to assess the skill set, normally we have technical interview. So during the technical interview, hiring managers will also assess whether the candidate is a fit for the role that we are looking at.
Baik tahu. Okay.
So I'll pass to next member to ask question.
For the third question, I want to ask about regarding determination. When does the HR department become involved, and what role do they play?
This is a very tricky question. Actually, I shouldn't be responding because I'm doing recruitment, so I don't do termination, right? But I can tell you normally termination happens if there's found to that we have found a misconduct or somebody breaching the company's policy, etc., etc. And we will follow the procedure, industrial relations procedure. The relevant department in charge will actually take action on those required termination. But if you are talking about serving notice kind of termination, because termination can be two things. Termination can be terminated by HR or self-termination. So self-termination is resignation. So if a employee resign, the employee will need to serve their notice and they will be terminated from the employment lah. But if it's because of misconduct, breaches of policy, fraud, forgery, this kind of cases, then it will be there will be thorough investigations done, and based on the investigation outcome, if there is a need that supports the termination, then the industrial relations department will be involved.
I see. Okay. Moving on to the next question, which is what criteria or methods are used to assess the effectiveness of HR manager?
Effectiveness of HR manager. So this one now is coming back to HR, is it the question?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Give me a moment. Because I think I have the set of questions, right? Let me look at the questions also. Yeah, I think unfortunately number 4 I will not be able to answer because this is more of an internal HR question lah. That I think Aina, you also wrote to Distina, right?
This one I didn't send it to her.
Or you didn't send this question to her?
I gave another question to her.
Or you gave her another question, but unfortunately I won't be able to answer this. Methods to assess the effectiveness of the HR manager. I think generally speaking about the effectiveness of an employee itself is based on the KPIs that is being set against the company's direction, company's goals. There will be KPIs set on a yearly basis. So I think that one of the methods of measuring the effectiveness of a person, not just a HR manager per se, is by leveraging on the KPI goal setting.
Alright, okay, thank you. Passing to the next person to ask you the questions.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Could you elaborate on the recruiting strategy employed by you as an HR professional?
Okay, so recruitment strategy is very broad, okay? Because the company, our organization our bank is very big, right? So our strategy will really depend on the kind of roles that we are going to hire for the next year. We will give a fair share of attention for graduate recruitment, for experienced recruitment, and then we also have different programs such as MA. So we will attend career fairs Of course, one of the strategy or recruitment strategy is our employer branding, making sure that our employer value proposition is being published out there, right? So if you go on LinkedIn, you'll be able to see what RHB does as an employer, what do we do, what are the things that we do within the organization that could be an attractive selling point to the candidates out there. So apart from attending career fairs, having recruitment strategy of social media branding, and then also building our own talent pipeline, strategic pipeline. So that could be our strategy as well.
Okay, thank you for your answer. The next question is, as an HR manager with tenure in the company, what factors keep you motivated in your role?
Interesting. Hold on. Before we go to this question, maybe on your question on the strategy part, let me see if I can add any other information. Okay, cool. Coming back to your question on the strategy, right? So I think some of the areas that we will focus on is on candidates' awareness and experience, because we want to ensure that the candidate knows what are we doing, who are we as an employer, what is our benefits, and every candidate that we are recruiting, there must be a point of contact between the recruiter and the candidate in order for us to share like how what is RHB all about. That is one. Number two is to enhance employer branding, and maybe expand our professional network. And then secondly, the strategy is also to like elevate our talent sourcing, looking at our hiring assessment to see whether our assessment today is good enough, not good, whether we need to actually make better use of our assessment and things like that. And then we try to design seamless end-to-end talent acquisition process, and of course individual development plan for everyone lah. So that would be our key recruitment strategy. Okay, and then moving on to your second question, your next question is on, as a HR manager, with what factors keep you motivated in your role? Okay. I think what keeps me motivated is I cannot have nothing to do. Like if I got nothing to do, I will become complacent. So I must always have something additional to do on my plate, right? Because I'm managing a team of 12 people reporting to me. And if I'm only managing the 12 people, if I'm only running the department, I don't have any additional projects, I will become very demotivated. So I think what factor keeps me motivated to work in RHB is because there's always a lot of new projects assigned, a lot of challenging projects that is ad hoc projects, like suddenly today you sleep, tomorrow you wake up, you say, hey, got a new project to settle, so taking on new challenges, and also the RHB's culture definitely is one of the reasons for the motivation.
Okay, thank you for your answers. I pass the next questions to my friend.
Okay, hi Ms. Subah.
Hi.
My question is, can you share an insight into one of the most engaging projects or opportunities that you have been involved in as an HR manager?
Okay, so I can tell you last year, as you all know, I'm not sure if you know, but RHB is involved in CSR activities. Okay, so every year, every department within RHB, we will be tasked to go to a place to do CSR. Either we want to tanam pokok, or we want to save the earth, or we want to if we want to do charity, we can choose whatever we want to do, right? So last year I was assigned to take care of the group HR punya CSR activity, which is called RHB Touch Hearts. It's an initiative. You can actually go onto LinkedIn and read on the initiative. So every year there'll be one dedicated day. Every RHB employee must go out on that day to conduct or complete CSR activity. So for RHB HR 2023, I was the lead for that project, and I felt that was one of the most challenging but also very interesting project, because then I learned a lot about planting trees. We went to PD Forest Sungai Menyala, and we planted 500 Tongkat Ali trees. Okay, so as you all know, the moment people hear Tongkat Ali, their mindset is like Tongkat Ali. But then what we did was we did something differently. So we went to PD Forest, and then we got involved with one of the Persatuan, and they told us that we can plant 500 trees. Okay, so we started fundraising. And of course a lot of pressure lah, because need to find a location, need to find an activity, what kind of activity we want to do, how much money we need to collect. So it was a total new experience for me, which I've done in my life, right? So I felt that was very engaging. And then when we have finalized, we've concluded, okay, we are going to PD Forest, and we're going to tanam 500 Tongkat Ali trees. And when I had to disclose this to the RHB HR department, everyone was like, Tongkat Ali, are you sure? So we were like, yes, why not? Because the forest is using the Tongkat Ali not to make money. They are doing this for forestation purposes and to ensure that the rainforest sustainability is taken care of. Okay, so it was an interesting experience, and I can tell you that that is one of the most engaging projects that I've been involved in.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Miss Subah. My next
Okay,
question.
so if your next question is on future capabilities, I will not be able to answer that.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Okay, so I will not be able to answer that. And in fact, the question 9 on workplace culture, and also, yeah, I don't think question 8 and 9 I can answer. I'm not the right person to answer that question. On the question 10, how do you propose companies navigate the increasingly blurred boundaries between work and home life? What do you all mean by this?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat again?
What do you all mean by your question 11?
Oh, 11.
How do you propose companies navigate the increasingly blurred boundaries between work and home life?
Goreng. This question is by Ahmad Khairul Ilham. So, Khairul, can you elaborate?
Yeah, so this question, like you address the challenge company face in dealing with the blending of work and home life.
Okay, so I think for interesting. This is a very personal view. Okay, so I cannot represent the company because it's a personal question, right? Because you say, how do you propose companies navigate the increasingly blurred boundaries between work and home life? So I would think this question is a very personal question, and to me, I think as an organization, RHB is already embarked on that journey. Why? Because we have hybrid working options, and we work 3 days in the office and 2 days at home. All right, which is already a flexibility that is being given to the employees. And I think most companies should follow the hybrid working arrangements and must trust their employees lah. So only a trusting company would allow people to work from home, right? So with that, I can say RHB has done a very good job, especially amidst the COVID period. They've come up with a 5-year plan on what we want to do, how do we want to manage the expansion of the COVID cases, but without impacting the business continuity. I think RHB has done a good job in that. So we also have the work from home benefits, which is already addressing the boundaries, blurred boundaries between work and home life balance. So somehow or other, you skip traffic. You don't need to get stuck in the traffic for 2 hours. On some days, you can get up, like if your work starts at 8 o'clock, you can wake up at 7:45 and then 15 minutes. Some people not even 7:45, okay, 7:59 pun you can wake up, 8 o'clock, you're in front of your laptop, you're working. So I think that is okay, not too bad. And of course, as an individual, beyond work, there's also a life lah. So I think we also must focus not to forget that you have a life outside work. No matter how busy your work life is, at a point you must put a stop. You must go out, spend time, rejuvenate, and come back so that the next day when you come back, you are fresh
Pada
lah,
plan
with
lain.
a fresh mind.
Okay. Conclusion. Bah, cakap. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you Miss Subah for spending your time with us.
Welcome.
And I think majority of the questions that we interview you, we already got the answer. So thank you again, Miss Subah. And,
Thank you.
And have a great day, Miss Subah.
All the best, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Subah.
Thank you, Miss Subah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Jangan live. Okay.
Yang soalan dia tak jawab tu macam mana?
Okay, aku punya plan adalah sebab kan Mehan tak nak tengok video tau. Dia nak tengok kita punya snap je tau. Snap tak apa. Sekejap aku nak stop recording je.